ഈശ്വരോ ഗുരുരാത്മേതി മൂർത്തിഭേദവിഭാഗിനെ വ്യോമവദ്വ്യാപ്തദേഹായ ദക്ഷിണാമൂർത്തയേ നമഃ. Today we shall continue with the discussion of Agni Suktas of Mandalam 5. Suktam 13 we will take up first. This is from sage Sutambhara, Chandas Gayatri. Archandastva Havamahe 5.13.1. O Agni, honoring you, we accept you. Honoring you for our protection, we shall illumine you well. We shall be honoring you always. This is just an introduction to state the fact that this sukta is on Agni. 5.13.2. Agnes Tomam Manamahe. Desiring wealth, we mention today the praises which accomplish various purposes of the resplendent Agni, whose radiance touches the space. No comment may be necessary on this. 5.13.3. Agnir Yushata No Giro, acceptor of sacrificial of oblations, Agni, who is present among human beings, accepts our praises and adores a scholar endowed with shining virtues. The scholar may mean the seer of the Sukta himself. No further explanation may be necessary on this rook. Tvamagne sapratha asi. O Agni, you are always liked and are worship worthy. You are acceptor of good oblations and are famous. The scholars view or perform sacrifices for you. Sacrificers perform different kinds of sacrifices, making Agni as the witness and bearer of sacrificial oblations. Tvamagne Vajasadamam 13.5. O Agni, the wise men who are the greatest distributors of knowledge, endowed with good reputation, exalt you. Please bestow on us good progeny. Agni, the soul of energy, is reputed to be a good illuminator of all material objects and a symbol emitting light of the knowledge of the self. Last rook. Agni ne mirara iva. O Agni, you encompass enlightened beings like the rim of a wheel surrounds its spokes. Please earn for us wonderful wealth. Agni, representing the self, pervades all enlightened beings for making them active. Wonderful wealth implies self-knowledge. We go to Suktam 14 from the same Rishi, same Chandas. Most suktas in the Sukta contain simple prayers and statements of facts, so overall meanings may not need much elaboration. Agnim stomena bodhaya. O invokers, awaken that immortal Agni with praise. Well-kindled Agni distributes our oblations among enlightened beings. Nothing more need be added to the overall meaning of this rig. Tamadhvareshvilate. Mortals glorify Agni in knowledge sacrifices. Him who is immortal is resplendent and is invoked among his human subjects. 14.3 Tam hi shashvanta ilate. As though sprinkling ghee with ladle incessantly, sacrificers glorify that Agni for carrying our oblations to enlightened beings. Performers of grass sacrifices give oblation of ghee, while knowledge sacrificers glorify Agni with auspicious speeches or hymns. 14.4 Agnir Jado Arojata. Agni, soon after birth, with his brilliant rays, disperses darkness caused by smoke, like killing wicked thieves and robbers, and gets in touch with sun's rays, water, and the space. Rays of light of sacrificial fire mingle with energy in the atmosphere and light of the sun in the space. This is to imply that all these are different forms of Agni. 14.5 Agnim Ilenyam Kavim. O man, as he is listening to my invocation, serve Agni, who is praiseworthy, is a wise illuminator and whose back is covered with ghee. This rig talks about both grass and knowledge sacrifices. Last rig in the Sukta. Agnim Krite Nava Avrudhu. Sacrificers augment Agni, who is illuminator of all, with ghee and with praises, with men who are endowed with good intelligence and with auspicious speeches. Here also difference between the two kinds of sacrifices are spelt out clearly. We go to Suktam 15. This is from a different Rishi. Dharuna Angirasa Rishi. Devata Agni. Chandas is Trushto. Pravedhase Kavaye Vedyaya. 15.1 I utter words of praise to Agni, who is virtuous, is very wise, is worthy of being known, and is ancient for reputation. Though that Agni who is kindled with ghee is shining, is giver of delight to mankind, is sustainer of earth and other celestial bodies, is provider of dwelling to all living beings, and is upholder of wealth. Most of the book contains well-known attributes of Agni, who may be personified energy, or its grass form, the sacrificial fire. 15.2 Ritena Ritam Dharunam Dharayanda. Those men upholding Rita and living in the abode of the Supreme Being, realize that Rita, which is the supporter of sacrifice. These wise men, though born as mortals, attain the status of the unborn through the Son who appears as the supporter of this universe. Enlightened souls who have realized the truth know the Sun to be one of the forms of Agni energy, which is a manifested form of matter caused by ignorance of the self and hence unreal. Realizing the birthless Brahman, they become identified with it. On realization of truth, one loses his attachment to his body. 15.3 Amho Yuvastan. If a person separating all sins from his body extends to that ancient Agni, excellent, unassailable oblations, then that man becomes newly born, destroying all evil enemies inside and outside, like an angry lion destroying all animals approaching him. This contains a simple statement of fact. As such, overall meaning of the Rig should be clear and not very difficult to understand. 15.4 Mateva yat bharase paprathano, that well-reputed Agni who upholds every man, sustains all and sees all in the same way like a mother. He decays all kinds of food held by him. That manifold form of Agni on his own overpowers all. Various forms of energy within the body and outside protect and sustain a human being. Fire is all powerful. It digests or burns up anything given to it. This is also true about Jఠragni. Last track in the Sukta, 15.5 Vajo nute Shavasaspat. O resplendent Agni, may your knowledge, which fulfills all our desires and which is the upholder of all wealth, protect the limit of your strength. Like a thief hiding his booty, you guard the secret abode of the self. You satisfy a protector of man by letting him know of that excellent wealth. Gross energy drives human beings to achieve their desired objectives. The spirit of Agni guards the self residing in the secret cave of the human heart. That Agni reveals to an Atri the truth that he is only an appearance imposed on the birthless Brahman. That Atri overcomes his miseries and attains bliss. Suktam 16. From another Atreya sage, Puru Chandas is Anushtup Pankti. Brihatvayo hi Panave. 16.1 O invokers, pay tribute to that gross Agni, fire, who is shining excellently and is brilliant. Men always uphold him in front of them. with words of praise. This is an introductory ruk indicating the fact that the sukta deals with Agni. Overall meaning of the ruk calls for no elaboration. 16.2 Sahi Dyubhir Jananam Hota. He only becomes the acceptor of oblations of sacrificers by his race, which exhibit the power of those hand-like flames. Receiving oblations of sacrificers continuously, he fulfills their noble desires like the sun. Agni accepts the oblations of sacrificers and fulfills their desires. This is the gist of the ruk. Asya stome maghona. They who are among the praisers and friends of Agni, who is the possessor of much wealth and possessor of great luster, uphold all strength in the loud-sounding master. Loud-sounding master may have reference to Indra or Agni in the lightning. This Agni brings rainwater down to earth. Spiritually, the master could be the self making the sound Om at the beginning of creation of matter. The wise man knew that they hold the strength of the self only. 5.16.4 O soul of Agni, Adha Yagna Esham Suviryasya. O soul of Agni, for the greatness of their good vigor, the space and earth depend on the restless Agni only. Likewise, food and fame of all men depend on him only. Objects in the space, the earth, and all objects on the earth get energy from Agni. For all their activities. So also human beings depend on Agni for food and fame, which comes from realization of truth. 4.16.5 the last ruk. Na nuna ehi varyam Agne. O Agni invoked by us, please come to us quickly. We and the learned scholars together hold your well-being and prosperity. Please bestow upon us admirable wealth. May you be a helper to us in battles for our all-round development. Admirable wealth should mean knowledge, self-knowledge. Otherwise, overall meaning of the ruk should be understandable easily. Next Suktam, we go to Suktam 17. From the same Rishi, Devata is Agni again, Chandas, Anushtup and Pankti. Ayatnir Devamartya Itha. O thoughtful mortal sacrificer, he praises the great Agni in a good non-violent sacrifice for protection, as though honoring an enlightened and good man by sacrificial actions for protection. An intelligent sacrificer say seer of the Sukta, glorifies Agni by this Sukta as though he is a living entity. Obviously, he considers Agni to be living entity. 5.17.2 Asya hi swayashastara O follower of Dharma, I also glorify with sweet words through the mouth and by self-sufficient intelligence, you only, who is very wise, is free from all miseries, is endowed with wonderful light of wisdom and is giver of bliss. Spiritual Agni is the performer of righteous duties assigned to him or attributed to him by enlightened souls. Rest of the work is self-explanatory. 5.17.3 Asya vasa o archisha ya ayukta. By his luster only the sun shines brightly. He inspires man when united with praises. His great luster shines, illuminating the space like the light of the sun. Here also, Agni stands for the soul of energy. Sun is only one of the manifested forms of energy. By his spiritual light, Agni inspires seeker of truth. All forms of energy pervading the universe belong to Agni only. 5.17.4 Asya kratva vijetaso. By the activities of the enlightened destroyer of miseries, Agni carries many good things in the in his chariot. That worship-worthy Agni is praised among all people. Agni bestows many desirable things on the sacrificers. He is praised by sacrificers in different ways. This is the gist of the Ruk. Last Ruk in the Sukta, 17.5. Nuna idhi Vaidhyamasa. Intelligent scholars sitting down together worship him, Agni. May he bring us admirable wealth quickly. O footless energy, Agni, please protect our desires. We beg for prosperity. May you be a helper to us in battles for all-round development. Wise men meditate on Agni to attain self-knowledge. Remaining part of the Ruk does not need any elaboration. Suktam 18. Rishi Dvita Mrittavaha Atreya Devada Agni Chandas Anushtup and Pankti. Pradaragni Purupriyo Visha. Atmi Agni, who is an honored guest and is loved and served by many, is being praised from the morning. He is immortal and desires sacrificial oblations of all mortals. Agni, being invoked by men all through the day, accepts all kinds of oblations, gross, subtle, and spiritual. He is immortal and desires sacrifices. This is the gist of the Ruk. 18.2. Dvitaya Mriktavahase Swasya. O spiritual Agni, you are immortal by nature of your soul. May you become the bestower of one's own strength to a man who is bearer of pure oblations and who has acquired twofold education. That glorifier only holds delight for you uninterruptedly. Twofold education means objective and subjective. Agni bestows strength to an invoker who offers these two kinds of oblations to him. 18.3 Tam O Dirghayu Shojisham. O Agni, we glorify with speech of those who are blessed with plenty of wealth, you whose flames are shining for long period. O power of it, by this power only, vehicle of this man move toward and forward without any damage. Vehicles need some source of energy to make them move. This is a well-known fact. Bodies of living creatures which are like vehicles move because of Jatashakti in them. 18.4 Chitra Vayeshu Didhitir, who possesses the wonderful knowledge. In their mouths admirable Vedic hymns are protected. They uphold knowledge and other wealth in a man who has attained bliss, like that atmosphere upholding air and water. An enlightened person attains a state of birthless Brahman. He protects the essence of Vedic knowledge, both objective and subjective. He enjoys bliss. 18.5 Ye me panchashatam This is the last stroke of the Sukta. Whoever gave me 50 horses with this joint praise, O immortal Agni, please make those wealthy persons endowed with light of true knowledge, surrounded by great leaders of men and plenty of food and good reputation. This is a simple prayer, overall meaning of which may not require any elaboration. We go to Suktam 19 by Rishi Vauri Atreya or Dvita Mriktavaha Atreya. Devata Agni, Chandas Gayatri Anushtup Virat Rupa. Abhyavastha Prajayante 19.1 While staying within the mother, moving state of the acceptor of truth takes birth. Being or becoming distinguished, acceptor of truth knows reality. Stay in mother's womb signifies birth and hence death. They are indicating moving state of Agni in combination with Jivatma. When Jivatma becomes enlightened or distinguished, it becomes one with Paramatma, gets identified with Paramatma, or Agni realizes truth. When staying with water particles, Agni acquires moving property. When soul of Agni realizes truth, he gets identified with the self. 5.19.2 Juhurevi Chitayanto. Getting enlightened, he invokes truth day and night and protects that wealth, namely truth. He enters that permanent abode of truth. Soul of Agni becomes identified with truth, birthless Brahman. He becomes protector of truth. (5.19.3) A Shvaitreyasya Jantavo. All born creatures of the atmosphere, including human beings, or all living in the biosphere, men decked with golden ornaments, and the great invokers, desirous of knowledge, enhance the excellence of that one. By implication, all manifested objects, living or non-living, appear or exist because of that one, which has really no name. 19.4 Priyam Dugdham Nakamyam. Heat like food in the stomach, Jఠragni, who is inviolable, is eternal, and is destroyer of enemies, along with givers of food materials of the earth and the space, attain that one which is beautiful and is as dear as milk. Energy or Agni, earth and the space are superimpositions on the birthless state, or they end up there. That is the blissful state. Last struck in the Sukta 19.5. Krilanno Rashma Abhva. Many rays of Atmiya Agni, playing with his light-carrying flames and falling in with the wind, appear. In front of us. These are well admired and are like the terrible destroyers of enemies, sitting in their vehicles. Let them be givers of happiness to all. Let the wind and fire bring physical happiness to invokers. This is the crude meaning. May Pranas and Jఠragni bring spiritual happiness by leading the invoker to birthless Brahman. This is the more sublime meaning of the Ruk. Air and energy are both unifiers of nature. Suktam 20 Prayasvanta Atreya is the Rishi, Devata is Agni, Anushtup Pankti Chandasas. Yamagne Vajasatama 20.1 O distributor of knowledge, spiritual Agni, whatever wealth you consider as good and is worthy of being heard through good speeches, please convey that to us and to enlightened beings. Overall meaning of the Ruk as such is self-explanatory. Wealth here implies self-knowledge. This is being heard through Vedic hymns. Seers of the Sukta are asking for self-knowledge. 20.2 Ye Agne Nerayanti Te. O Agni, those aged or experienced in knowledge do not go against you or your supreme strength, but work to achieve it. Those who do not act on the path of an unrighteous, crooked person do not falter. Born in the both in the physical sense and spiritually, meaning of the rig should not be difficult to understand. 20.3 Hodaram tva vrnimahe. O soul of Agni, we invoke you, who is acceptor of sacrificial oblations and accomplisher of strength, offering libations. We glorify you in knowledge sacrifices by speeches of ancient sages. Last stroke in the sutta, 20.4. Itha yatha ta udaye. O mighty Agni, as you are being especially invoked by us daily in this way, O wise one, may we become masters of wealth and knowers of Kruta. Living together with you, may be accompanied by heroes, be delighted by your words of praise. No elaboration necessary on this also. We go to Suttam 21. Sasa Atreya Rishi Agni Devata Chandas, Anushtup and Pankti. Root 1, 21.1 Manushvatva ni dhimahi. O dear like pranas Atmiyagni, we preserve you among men. With men we shall kindle you. Desiring shining virtues, please honor enlightened beings for the sake of men. This Agni could be grass or spiritual. He could be inside the human body or outside. Overall meaning of the Rig is applicable to all cases. 21.2. Tvam hi manushe jane. When pleased with him, you are enkindled in a human object, O Agni. You are born from ghee and hence well born. Ladles with ghee approach you continuously. The first part refers to spiritual Agni and the second to grass Agni, is the sacrificial fire. As such, overall meaning of the Rig is pretty clear. Tvam Vishve Sajoshaso Devaso. O wise soul of Agni, loving and serving one another, all enlightened souls make you as messenger of the self. Your adorers praise the resplendent you in knowledge sacrifices. Grass Agni, heat, namely heat, is the messenger of Jivatma in human bodies. Spiritual Agni, say Vaishwanara, is the messenger of self, revealing knowledge about the self to wise man. Last stroke in this sukta, 21.4. Devam Bo Devayajaya. O bright Agni, mortal man praises you who is shining along with absolutely truthful persons. Being enkindled, please shine brightly. Please be established in the womb of Ruta. Be established in the cause of the effect. Men praise spiritual Agni, the representative of the self by Vedic rigs. Agni is established in Ruta, and through Ruta the effect in Satya, the cause. Suktam 22. Vishwasama Rishi Atraya Devata Agni Chandas Anushtup and Pankti. Pra Vishwasaman, O man, full of all-round peace, like a devourer of knowledge, you please revere him, Agni, who is possessor of purifying flames, is praiseworthy, praiseworthy in knowledge sacrifices, is acceptor of oblations, and is endowed with much bliss among men. Seer of the Sukta is to talk about Agni in this Sukta. That is the gist of the book. 22.2. Nyagnim Yadavedasam. O invokers of whole Agni, who is knower of all born beings, is resplendent as he is a regular sacrificer. May he, who upholds and sometimes breaks up earth and other objects and is worship-worthy, be present here today continuously. Overall meaning of the book should be clear enough. Agni in the heat form can break solids to liquids, etc., and disassociate molecules of matter. 52.3. Chikitvan Manasam Tva Devam. O Agni, approaching you, who is resplendent and endowed with enlightened mind, we shall praise your desirable protective powers for the protection of mortal men. Protective powers of Agni are being recalled here. No further explanation may be necessary on this book. Last trick in this sukta, 22.4, Agni Chikidhya, O son of might, Agni, please know well this speech of ours. O possessor of handsome chin and nose, and lord of the house, devourers of knowledge, cause you to grow with praiseful hymns. Devourers of knowledge adore you with auspicious speeches. Seer of the Sukta and his co-sacrificers are glorifying Agni by this hymn, by this Sukta. May he hear this Sukta and accept it. This is the essence of the book. We close the session with this today. Viramastavat.